Hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for being here tonight at our Connect group. My name is Dominic Insenius. I'm the leader here at The Heart, and I'm so grateful for you to be here tonight because when you sit in these groups, you're sitting right in the middle of the mission and the vision that we have here at The Heart, and that is to connect people to the heart of God, and we believe that best happens in these groups. Now, I have a few questions for you tonight that are based on the message we had on Sunday, but even if you weren't there or haven't listened to the podcast, you can still be a part of the conversation. This weekend we had Vision Sunday, and we talked a little bit about the vision that we had for the church, but a little bit about the vision that we have for our life and vision that you can bring into your life, whether you go to the heart or not. Remember, you don't have to go to church here to go to church here. That you can bring into your life and apply in your day to day as you're walking your faith out with God and you're walking through this relationship with God and the people around you. So one of the things we dug into is what it means to expect, to live in expectation. And the scripture that we looked at was John 14, verses 12 through 14. And we looked at in the Passion Translation, but you can look at a couple different translations, kind of explore that as we go through these questions. So the first question I want to give for you tonight to dig into, read the scripture first, maybe. Again, that's John 14, 12. I'll have it up on the screen for you. Read the scripture. And then the first thing I want you to dig into is, I want you to think about a time, describe a time when you had all of your hopes lined up for something that was going to happen in your life. Maybe it was a relationship or a job transfer or a new house or a new car or whatever it happens to be. You had your expectations high and it didn't go how you expected. Something happened, something fell through, and what you were expecting big things for didn't happen. So what you expected for fell through, and I want to know how that affected you. And you can be as vague as you want to, you can be as specific as you want to, but remember, when you share from your heart and you share from a true place, you help all of us grow and all of us take steps in our journey of faith. And that's what this is all about, is growing in our journey of faith together, being in the mess together. So let's take a few minutes to dig through that together and see what you guys come up with. All right, now for the second question tonight, I want us to think about a particular person in our life, maybe in our past or someone we still know. And I want you to take some time to talk through what it would have looked like if your expectation could have been different. So here's what I mean. I want you to describe a time when you met someone or knew someone and your expectation before you met them, your expectation of what it was going to be like around that person or to talk to that person, you let that expectation dictate or change your experience of actually knowing that person or talking to that person. So that's one of the things we talked about on Sunday, is our expectation changes our experience. So if you bring an expectation to a situation, to a relationship, that will dictate or change the experience you can have within that relationship. So I want you to take some time to describe a time where you met someone or you were going to meet someone, and your expectations that you were bringing, you let that dictate or change your experience of what that could have been with that person, what that relationship could have been. And if you're brave enough to explore a little bit past that, is how could that have been different? Maybe do you wish you could have changed that? Do you wish you could have acted differently? Do you wish you could have had different expectations? So let's take some time to go through that and see what you guys think. Remember, this is all about us kind of sharing from a real place. And if you're not ready to share, I want to encourage you to not share at all, to don't worry about that, and to just listen to those who are sharing. So let's take some time to go through that. All right, now for this last question tonight, there's only going to be 3 tonight, but this third question has a couple different parts that I really want you to sit through and dig into together. What I want to know from you is, what in your life, what are you expecting from God? Some of us were afraid to expect things from God because He might not come through. Some of us were afraid to ask things of God because He might be too busy, or we might be being selfish. But I want to know from you, from deep in your heart, what are you expecting from God? What are you expecting from God in your relationship, your finances, your marriage, with your kids, with your job, whatever it happens to be? So what are you expecting from God? And then what can you do this week, practically in your real life? What can you do this week to expect more from God? To expect more from God in those areas. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to be able to be as specific as you can. Because when we are specific about the things that we want, then we can really share with God from where we are genuinely, from where we are authentically. If we can share those things with God, then we are truly building that connection. So I want to know what you're expecting from God. and what you can do this week to do that, to expect more from God, to dare yourself to expect more from God. So that's what I want you to do this week. And let's dig through that together and see what we might be able to come up with. Let's encourage each other and help each other do that. So I hope you guys have a great discussion here, a great rest of your week. And I hope to see you this coming Sunday at 9:30 and 11. We're starting a brand new series called Essence. And we're going to look at the essence of who God is, of what he came to do, of the Bible that we read, and the faith that we are walking in. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, love you. Bye.